Good afternoon. I am going to be doing a little flight. Pardon the background music, but you get it along with the gig as you're programming for your flight. So I'm flying from over here at Watsonville Municipal. I did give a few flight lessons over there when I first got my flight instructor's rating in Monterey. And I'd take a Cherokee and I'd go over here and we'll click on that, set as departure. And what we're going to be doing is flying to Monterey. So we go right here, and I'll take this out now that I got that picked. And we're flying down here to Monterey Airport. We'll fly out over the bay. We'll see how the instrument approach. What I'm going to do is fly a VFR flight, and you just go up to 2,000 feet because you intercept the glide slope at 2,000 feet over here just off of Asilomar, which is next to Spanish Bay at Pebble Beach, right on the left, right above the sea. I'll be flying right over in there. It's almost direct from the runway. I'll have to make a slight left turn. So then we stick in Monterey. I could click it down here, but I know the Monterey number, the letters, and that's KMRY. KMRY is the Monterey code. There's the Monterey Regional Airport. Click that, and there'll be a little straight line that'll go down. Now I'm going to go over here and call for low altitude airways. And then the only thing is, on the approach, you have to let's see if the line is leaving the airport there. You have to make sure you have a line that touches the origin and the thing. But I need in here I need the RNAV 10 right approach. We'll click that in, and you see how it adjusted there. And so you come out in here and you'll do some procedure turns or a teardrop approach. It'll come in and select, and I'll fly across the ILS, the localizer, and it'll do a teardrop, I think is what they call it. Come around and just shoot in the approach. That'll be at 2,000 feet until you start down the glide slope to the airport. So you'll see all that, and I'm going to click fly. The music will go away and it'll boot up. We'll see what's going on the boot up here. Oh, we're inside an airplane of some sort. This is the little door you can get down on the right. You're looking out the left window. There's the left wing up in the upper left. And I don't know where. We're over the Badlands.
Kilo Whiskey Victor India traffic Daher Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Alpha taking off runway 27 departure to the south.
Now we're going to go ahead and say ready to fly. It won't go away, but we have to get some light out. I promised a VFR flight, a night flight. That could be VFR, but anyway, put it late for the color. We'll get the color in there. We'll just have clear skies. We won't have any clouds or anything like that. Get that out of the way. And I don't know, the sun is down a little too much. We'll get a little more light. Might be too dark. Here comes the sun, so we'll get the sun right behind the horizon. There, it's right behind. So it'll get out of the way. We're going to make a slight left turn. And if we have to change it, we'll change it. Okay, so what we do is we first need to put in the 2,000 feet with the altitude, and we got to do the vertical speed. That's a rate of climb. We kick that up to 2,000 feet a minute, rate of climb. There we go. And then we click nav because we're going to navigate over there. Use that part of the autopilot. The autopilot will turn that on just as soon as we get off the ground. Now, let's see. I don't see a line here, but it is VFR, so we'll plug that in as we go. Okay, so now we'll go outside, look at that. We want the sun a little lower. Let's see, we're gonna head, yeah, we're gonna turn left so we won't have the sun in our eyes. We can put it down as long as we're sitting here doing it. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's down far enough, so that'll be fun. And take the brakes off and full power. There we go. And we'll go outside. Wants to go left. Let's see if my pedals are there. I don't know what's going on with that, but it'll start flying here shortly. That's not the greatest flight, but we'll put back here like this. Wheels up, flaps up, autopilot on. Let's see if it starts turning on course. It's not turning on course. So what we have to do, we'll turn the autopilot off. See, we're heading for Santa Cruz. Let's head for Monterey. So I'm eating nuts, so they caught my throat. Sorry about that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to turn on, go back in here. We'll turn on the heading, and we'll take the heading bug. There's a heading, and we'll bring that around to right about there. Then we're going to turn the autopilot back on. We could be at 2,000 feet or 2,800, so it's going back down to 2,000 feet. We got the autopilot back on. Yes, there it's on. And it will take up the heading, which I'm going to move the heading out to Pacific Grove, and then figure out why it's not attaching to the... Okay, let's move the heading over here a little bit. And I think we're coming down to 2,000 feet. We got 2,000 feet in the autopilot. So we're working our way back down to the altitude we want. Now, what we are going to do while it's doing that, the autopilot's flying the airplane, is figure out what happened with our flight plan. Well, we'll look around first just to show you. Oh, we got a moon going. Notice, look at the reflection. It's a full moon down here in the water. I noticed that about 3 or 4 years, no, about 3 years ago. I noticed I was flying around Manhattan Island. They had a partial moon, but on the water it's a full moon. So that's the fun. That's the fun with the Microsoft Flight Simulator. There's a few little glitches. Some of them are funny and some of them are not so funny. But all in all, it's a great tool. Okay, we're zipping along. What are we doing? 232 knots. Truing out, and we're coming down to 2,000 feet. We're going to figure out why the autopilot didn't connect right away. And you can see here. See Z-bed there, so we just have to say go to Z-bed. We'll go down here to get this out of the way, and we'll go in. We got to click on this, and then we got to go back, and we got to go to an intersection. We're doing approach. Let's see if the approach will go in. So approach right here, and KMRY. Let's see. There we go. Let's see what happens here. visual. No, what we want is RNAV 10 right. So we click that. Z-bed is the approach. Activate. There we go. It'll take us right to Z-bed. That's what you do in a real situation. And that's out off of Pacific Grove. We didn't lose any time. You can see how in the I'll move it in one here so you can see. We took off from Watsonville, which is hidden at this point. There's Moss Landing right there, looking at the chart or map on the right. And we're right on course. We're going like a bat out of heck, and we are at 2,000 feet. That's the altitude we want to be at when we come back in here to mimic after we do like what I think they call a teardrop. That goes way back in the 90s is probably no in the 60s is the when I was flying instrument. I'm sorry. Eating those nuts. Anyway, we'll look back this way at the darkening Monterey Peninsula. This is just beautiful. Down toward Big Sur, down that way. This is Pebble Beach sticking out here. Carmel Bay goes right in there. Carmel Bay. These are the Santa Lucia Mountains you're looking at going out toward Carmel Valley. And we will be making a right 270. It won't be a 360. It'll be about a 270-degree turn. Come back in on the ILS, and we'll leave it at cruise speed. While we're doing that, we would be handed off from Oakland Center to Monterey Approach, but I'm not filling in on the on all the talk. This is for entertainment purposes. It's not for training. We're not training. So you'll see it go into a right turn now if the autopilot's working correctly. Oh, I know what I have to do. I have to get it off of this. I got to get it on approach. There we go. And it should go into the right turn. Yeah, you can look down here. Here's the actual flight right now. But when it didn't react, as I was looking at the chart here, when it didn't react on that, I thought, I still have it on heading. I don't have it on the. Maybe I had it on nav. I think yes. Now I recall I did have it on nav. But when you get to the approach, you have to click on approach to make sure it engages the glide slope. And you'll see, I'll point it out as we approach the glide slope, you'll see some things happen over in here where it attaches on the glide slope, and everything will turn green here. I think it says GP, so that means it's coming up. It's not locked on at this point, and it may be the glide slope phase. I don't know what the P is for. Sorry about the sun. We'll go ahead and come around here and look at it coming around Santa Cruz again, up in that direction. And we're still clicking along at 200, so when we come back in on the inbound of the ILS, we will start slowing down. Probably when we get in within a mile or so of Pacific Grove, of the coast right there. That's when we will start slowing down. Then what I'm going to do is see if I can get it to go on instruments all the way. I won't do all the input drag you through all the input process. I'll just have it all set up before I take off from Pacific Road. And you'll see on here how it's completing the teardrop. Look on the little chart right here. And the final approach course is 096, so you'll see it come around to heading 096, and that's the exact magnetic heading of the runway. It says 098. I recall it was like 096, but I'm not looking at an approach plate, therefore I don't know. My recall back in 1967 or 68 when I was getting my instrument rating might not be quite perfect. So we're going to see, let's see, we got approach on here, and we'll start seeing right in here. This is changed. This has the G in there, and that's probably that G, the white G, which is for glide slope. So we'll see a little diamond come down here, and when it hooks up, it'll turn to the magenta color, or pink, however you like it. Okay, now we got to start slowing down. So we'll bring the power back.
Vertical track.
So it made an adjustment for the getting on the glide slope. So we'll just look here. Spanish Bay. We're going to see Spanish Bay right in here. We don't quite fly over Spanish Bay, and we haven't quite. Now you see the diamond coming down. That's the glide slope. Get in here a little better. You see the diamond of the glide slope, and it'll lock on that. Then you just start seeing the altitude unwind and take us right down to the end of the runway. We'll watch that diamond come down. And lock on. There it goes. It's locked on. Now we'll start to see it, and you see the rate of descent is how fast. So that little thing is telling us how many feet per minute we are descending. We're descending at about 700 feet a minute. Now we're at 1800, and that'll take us right down to the runway. We will go up here, and you'll see the runway. Yeah, there it is. Now, when I rerun this on instruments, you won't see that. We have to slow down some more. We have to bring the gear down, and we'll bring the flaps down a notch. That'll help slow us down. And we'll bring the flaps in full. Here we go. We'll get it down to about 85 knots. And we'll take a look outside, what it looks like outside. You can see the panel in there. That's fun. It's amazing. Okay, we're down to 92. We've got to kind of watch our power. You don't want to go below 85. You can get down to 80, but that's a little slow. So this will take us right down to the runway. I'm not touching anything. The only thing I needed to adjust, of course I had to put the wheels and the flaps down. I'll show you that. See the wheels? See the flaps? The flaps are down full. Landing flaps, we call that. Now we'll look back here. I noticed the moon again. We are going to just keep our eyes on the approach here. And I don't know, I'm going to have it set up on the next flight will be the same thing, taking off from Watsonville, flying across the bay on the autopilot, flying instruments, so we won't be able to see outside because we'll be in the rain or the soup, as they call it. Now you'll see a little something here on the left of the runway that used to be called the visual approach slope indicator. That I think they have another name for it now. And seeing 2 white, 2 red means we're right on the glide slope. That's what you see. if you're flying visually, that helps you keep your approach at a good angle. This would be a good approach. Let's see what we're doing on coming down. We're coming down at about 450 feet a minute, nearly 500 feet a minute. And it takes you right down to the runway. Here's what it looks like inside. Takes you right down to the runway. See the glide slope, the little diamond, magenta diamond there? That means we're right on the glide slope. Might be just slightly high. Okay, there it went off. You saw it go to the left. So the autopilot went off. Take the power. The power would have come off sooner. Then we just start flaring out. Now I am flying it, but in newer airplanes, it would go ahead and land if you wanted it to. There, we just touched down. We'll go outside. Yeah, we did get a little bit off. We take the power's back. We just put the brakes on. And we'll pretend like we're going to our hangar. Let's pretend our hangar is over here to the left. Flaps up. So let's pretend our hangar would be over here. This used to be the Navy side of the field. We'll show you the terminal building. There's the tower over there to the left. And the hangars, they'd have hangars here on the right. And there's the terminal building. And these buildings over here on the left, they aren't there. There will be. See, I'm not watching where I'm going when I turn that away. And we'll put a little thing on there. We'll just come in here, park, let them come in and take us, let the little oh, I see somebody right there. Oh, he's gonna park us. We'll let him do that. We'll let him do that. There we go. Get the lights off. There we got our moon again. There goes the fuel truck. Sometimes they send the bus out for us. I don't see the bus today. I see the courtesy car right there. It looks like a little FBO operation right over there, fixed base operation. Okay, turn her off. Thanks for flying along on Air Chance. And the next flight will be the same route, instruments, and we'll be in the soup. So we'll stay inside the cockpit because you won't see anything outside. I think it'll be solid IFR until we break out, probably over downtown Monterey. We'll see the runway and the lights that we just saw. We'll see those at Monterey. Okay, thanks for riding along, and I'll see you next time. All right.